This month on Mustang Magazine, we swim with some goldfish. We meet a girl and her horse. Captain Bent flies high above Norwood. And Fabian meets Gustavo. These stories and more on this January edition of Mustang Magazine.
Happy New Year and welcome to the first Mustang Magazine of 2019. I'm Allie Kelleher.
And I'm Joe Spinoza. To start today's show, we meet a couple of NHS sophomores who have overcome a language barrier in order to form a lasting friendship.
Senior staff reporters Lexi Hatch and Mark Dunn bring us the story.
Sophomores Fabian Ramage and Gustavo Ruberth did not have the typical Norwood upbringing. These two moved here from two different countries to have a better life.
I moved here for my sister college and a better education. School in Albania is kind of different from here because if you're not in a private school, the schools are not good, it's no conditions, the language, but if you're in a private school, it's different.
It was like, if you don't go to a private school, then it's really bad because the education there is not good. It was really different. Like in Brazil, you can't stay out of your house too late because it's pretty dangerous.
The decision to come here for them was easy. However, the transition was not.
Well, I was pretty scared because I didn't know anyone, I didn't know the language.
The life here was so hard, I was scared because new school, new country, new culture, new language. I didn't know anyone in the school, it was a hard time for me to create friends. It's hard to be like the other kids, how they act here and the way they dress and stuff. And here, if people don't know you, they can't hang with you. You can't join their group, you can't play with them.
Both Ruberth and Ramage understand the struggle, and that's what brought them together.
In ESL class, the first day of the school, I met this kid, and I goes like, "Yo, hi, how are you?" And he goes like, "I'm fine, how are you?" Like we both didn't speak any English, and it was a funny way how we both was like talking with each other. We both understand each other pretty well because our culture is exactly the same, and like we know how we feel to move from your country where you grew up and where you're born.
Ramage says the more he learned, the more people started to like him.
It took me like the first 3 months was kind of hard, and like after that I start like understanding English and it started being easy for me. And they just didn't like accept me to their group of friends, and now when I started like learning English, they just let me to join the group and they know me well.
Ruberth says coming here, he didn't know what to expect.
Well, in the beginning I thought that people wouldn't I don't know why, but then I don't know, they just love my accent, and I think soccer got me really involved with kids and stuff. Yeah, and pretty much sports.
So, if you see these two in the hallways, make sure to say what's up. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Lexi Hatch.
Thanks, guys. Next up, we dive into a story about how a local swim school is employing teenagers to teach toddlers how to swim.
Sophomores Murphy Rowan and Kendra DeTulio takes us to the Goldfish Swim School.
A new school opened up in Norwood last January. Manager Tiana Chu says she wants to help her students become familiar with water safety.
Our goal from school is not only just to teach swim lessons, but to encourage playing, having fun, so it's a fun thing. Kids aren't afraid about it.
The Goldfish Swim School is in its first year, and it's giving kids and parents a place to learn water safety. But it's also providing teenagers from the high school with opportunities for employment. Junior Audrey Scafati says she's been working there since they opened.
I like meeting all the kids because they're all pretty cute. Just like meeting them and talking to them because they have a lot to say.
A lesson at Goldfish Swim School consists of several steps.
Like a little kid lesson, like you start off with kicks, and what you do is like you tell them what you're doing, you explain it, you show it, and then you take them on a turn, and then you like just kind of teach them how to do it differently, or like tell them if they're doing a good job.
The school trains beginning swimmers of all levels, and Chu says that can be challenging for her teachers. After some experience, they can become what she refers to as golden teachers.
A golden teacher is someone that is an outstanding teacher, so outstanding that they're the ones who train new teachers.
Scafati says being a golden teacher can be very fulfilling, but she also says it's not always easy.
I guess I just want to do my best and help, it sounds ridiculous, but save lives, because that's low-key what we're doing. We're teaching a life-saving skill to toddlers.
The Goldfish Swim program is always taking new students. Check out goldfishswim.com for more information. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Murphy Rowan.
Thanks, girls. For more information about swim school jobs, visit www.goldfishswimschool.com.
Now it's time to meet another local girl whose passion has led her to a career. Jake McCarthy recently caught up with her and her horse at the Willowbrook Farm in Holliston.
This horse is Ren. He's a fjord. Yep, he really is really gentle.
21-year-old Ariana Agostino has a strong bond with horses.
When I was I loved them since I was 6. I don't know why. I don't know how.
She says riding horses helps her deal with some of the complications of being autistic.
It helps me concentrate more and helps me concentrate on stuff and my balance, and it's good for my body.
Agostino mainly rides at Willowbrook Farm in Holliston. Stephanie Fayola is her horse trainer. She says that horse therapy can really be beneficial for people like Agostino because of the way that the horse moves and how it naturally mimics the way humans move.
There, this is a much nicer corner, isn't it? Just feel like you're not going to fall down.
It's helped Ariana gain a lot of strength in her core and in her legs. It definitely helps with her focus and her attention to detail. And it's built up her confidence enough that she was able to get a job working with horses.
And these days, you can find Agostino grooming horses when she's not riding them.
This is currying. I rub in circles on the horse. There are two kinds of brushes that you do after the curry comb. The hard brush and the soft brush. The hard brush is more bristly and gets rid of a lot of the dirt, and the soft brush is more soft one.
Agostino says she loves being around horses so much that she's decided to build her life around them.
Working with horses is my passion. That's we moved to, one of the reasons we moved to Sherburne was to be in horse country. I only interact with a few people. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm not a sociable kind of girl. I prefer animals over people.
Agostino says she's grateful for having horses in her life, and she also says she hopes more children will try horse therapy.
I'd like to get more help on people with autism into therapeutic and recreational riding, because it'll help them like it helped me. Being with horses made a big difference in my life.
And hopefully, it will make a big difference in someone else's. Reporting from Mustang Magazine, I'm Jake McCarthy.
You're already doing your face.
Thanks, guys.
I love that story, and meeting Ariana, I feel like I know her.
In this next story, we meet another interesting local. Maggie Curran recently sat down with him for a chat at the Norwood Firehouse.
George Bent says he loves to fly. He's been doing it since he was a teenager.
Aviation was always an interest of mine. I would say it was more of a hobby than anything. It's been sort of a 20-year journey of getting to where I am now.
And even though his full-time day job as a fireman has kept him busy the past 14 years, he still finds time to work the skies.
I would say I've been working in aviation for about, 10, maybe a little bit more. My first aviation job was flying traffic reporting in a small airplane.
Bent is currently the Group 1 captain in the Norwood Firehouse. That means he oversees a team of first responders who operate 2 ambulances, 2 fire engines, and a ladder truck. But when he isn't busy saving lives, Bent often uses his free time to qualify for more advanced piloting licenses.
I kept chipping away at it, and every year I would try to get qualified in something new or get some new kind of license or whatnot.
These days, Bent's now certified to fly many different aircrafts.
Well, I fly a small jet called a Citation XL, which holds about 10 people. I fly a smaller version of that as well, and I also fly a Bell Jet Ranger helicopter.
And since Bent spends so much time being a pilot and a fireman, he says it can be tricky to find time for both.
The biggest thing is scheduling, because not only do you have to worry about the the job on both sides. You also have to worry about, family life and home life. So I can't be gone, 8 days in a row at work. It's not fair to my wife. It's not fair to my kids. So it's a matter of just trying to find that balance among everything.
In the end, Ben says he's glad to have 2 jobs where he's helping people.
You discover as you get older things that you like and things that you enjoy and things that you're good at. And that's just sometimes the direction you go in.
So the next time you hear a plane flying over Norwood, look up. It might be Fireman Bent working on another license. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Maggie Curran.
I guess you just don't know someone until you sit down and talk to them.
Right. Now it's time to talk to Dave Gould from Day Street Sports. Recently, sophomore reporters Jared Shea and Caitlin Gillette met with this owner of the iconic Nord Sports Store, and they filed this report.
It's hockey season, and for David Gould, that means he's got a lot of skates to sharpen.
I have to take the skate. I have to grind out any nicks that might be on the blade, especially for those choppy skaters.
As owner of Day Street Sports, David Gould has become an expert at sharpening skates.
Once the nicks are out, then I go over to another sharpening wheel. 6 or 7 passes to make sure everything's even, and then one last smooth pass. It's real easy. It's like sharpening a blade, but you're sharpening a skate.
Day Street Sports is a family-run sporting goods store that's been in Norwood for more than 40 years. Gould's been the owner for the last decade.
Well, my grandfather was the one who passed it over to me. When I got out of college, it started to become more of a reality.
And Day Street isn't just about sharpening skates. These days, the people of Norwood depend on them for everything sports.
Sporting goods, we do screen printing for lots of the schools, organizations, and a lot of companies. And that has to do with living in town here. It's a lot of loyalty.
Gould says being connected to the community is a big part of Day Street's business model.
I like to think we sponsor a lot of different sports at the high school and just businesses, and I like to think we, we're loyal to the town, and in return, we have our loyal customers that always come in all the time.
So next time you need your skate sharpened or in the need of anything sports related, head on down to Day Street Sports. Reporting from Mustang Magazine, I'm Jared Shea.
Thanks, guys, and we're going to stay with this sports theme for this next story.
Early signing period for college athletes was last month, and Nord seniors signed more than a couple of letters of intent.
Sting sports reporters Nick Spadorcia and Grace Smelster actually caught up with a couple of NHS athletes going through the college recruiting process right now.
When junior field hockey player Allie McDonough first realized she wanted to play in college, she was just a sophomore.
I figured I wanted to get recruited, so I joined a club team called Allegiance, and they're out of Providence. And then with my club team, I went to tournaments.
And from those tournaments, she started to get noticed by college coaches.
And then when I got contacted, I would go to their recruitment camps so they could see me play.
McDonough has been a 3-year starter for the varsity team at NHS. Heading into her junior year, the offers from coaches started to come in. After
September 1st, they can start to talk about offers and how much they can give you. So it kind of got difficult with communication because it had to be a one-on-one type of thing.
And recruiters don't just talk sports, there are other factors.
You have to explain what you're going to do for that school and how you want to take on education.
Senior lacrosse player Jake Smelster began his recruiting process in a similar fashion.
Found me at one of my tournaments in the fall, and then they continued to reach out to me, and so I sent them my highlights.
Once a school and an athlete show mutual interest, the next step is a visit. For Smelster, that meant traveling to Ithaca College in New York.
For a visit, I talked to the head coach, Coach Long, continued on my visit, and I came for an overnight, and I committed on August 7th, 2018 over the summer.
Smelster has recently signed the letter of intent to play, but McDonough, being only a junior, still has next year to make up her mind.
And you have to talk about pretty much going on campus as much as possible, but if you commit in senior year, you have more of a time gap to see where you want to put yourself, I guess.
Smelster is graduating in June and plans on enrolling to Ithaca next fall. McDonough says she's leaning towards Stonehill, but hasn't made any commitments yet. Stay tuned to Mustang Sports Blog for any new developments. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Nick Spadorcia.
Thanks, guys, and good luck to Allie and Jake in their future endeavors.
Now for this last segment, we bring you some opinion. Here's a commentary by Stephen Allinger where he explores the disadvantages of taking the SATs.
The Scholastic Assessment Test, commonly known as the SAT, is the bane of a true education. They don't determine how smart you are, and they shouldn't determine your future. No matter where you live or what school you go to, the point of the SAT is to put everybody in the US on the same level. It's supposed to be a universal standard that shows college admissions how knowledgeable you are. The SAT does none of this. The SAT tests you only on English and math. This obviously leaves out any other subject. A student could be extremely creative and thrive in art class, but they don't do well in math, so their score suffers. SATs also disproportionately affect poor schools. A lot of students have to take prep courses and get tutors in order to do well on their SAT, which can total up to thousands of dollars. This test hangs over our heads for all of high school. We spend so much time preparing and stressing over this one test, which has little redeemable value. A lot of colleges are now becoming test optional, meaning you don't have to submit your SATs to be accepted. The SAT and College Board are spurred on by wealthy universities with multi-billion-dollar endowments who profit directly from them. College Board, the organization that runs and owns the SAT, their CEO makes around $1.5 million a year, and 22 executives make six-digit salaries. This organization, with $800 million in annual revenue, is not acting in the best interest of the student. One test should not determine the rest of your life. Often, students who do well on the SAT are good at taking the SAT. They're not true indicators of intelligence. Let's get back to real learning, because the SAT doesn't dictate how smart you are, you do.
Well, that's all we have for this January show. Thanks for watching Mustang Magazine.
Don't forget, you can always see our content by visiting our website, www.mustang.media, or hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. See you next time.
Bye.
I didn't stumble. I'm standing still. I guess you don't know someone until I forgot my line when I looked away.
Take a look. Joe really wanted to throw that in there. He was like, take a look.
Because I wanted to make it a bad take. It's like...